We have a portfolio calculator update. I'm adding some preliminary portfolios to the list. You can see those here, the all 78 strategies that we talked about yesterday. It was reducing the all 77 by 8, and then adding 9 strategies, and then using the profit target on Cobra 3s. And so we'll take a look at that. Yesterday, one of the biggest day since at least September. $15,000 bounce back in the all 77, even bigger in the all 78. We talked about this yesterday intraday, and it had about a $25,000 bounce yesterday. And here is some of the setups. Taking a look. So here's a new portfolio calculator. It made this worst case drawdown, and then it's bounced back. And so it's positive to see positive results. We'll continue to see how this works. What I want to see, we developed this, and it's got, it has every month is a winner since July of 2019. Every month is a 5-figure month, and November is down. So we'll see how November finishes, how December finishes, and then go from there. Consistent in 2018, real consistent. The total net profits increase as we go forward. And so some of the strategies we have work back to 2016, and so that helps it. Some of the new strategies in here. And then we have the micro stock index and gold portfolio that I'm working on. We had 18 to 24. Now we have about 30 strategies in this. So I'm going to show you the micro stock index. You see this in the list, the prelim with the prelim. We have not finalized this yet, but you could trade this. If you have the all strategy access. Here is the micro stock index and micro gold. Here's the old portfolio. We'll look at that first. As far as pausing trading, it had a bounce back yesterday. It had made a more than double worst case drawdown. If you look at that, here is the worst case drawdown around the $3,000 level and exceeded the $6,000 level. And you see it bounce back here. And so that's positive that the losing streak has stopped, because it was kind of a straight down losing streak. And so it's bounced back. The infinity strategies, the strategies that get in and hold to the end of the day, did really well yesterday. And so a lot of these did well. And so the 30 system portfolio actually made a new, almost made a new equity peak. Let's take a look here. This is the preliminary. So it's 30 strategies, and it's $400 away from an equity peak, 31.2450. And the previous micro stock index and gold portfolio I showed you did not work prior to 2016 because it had a concentration of new strategies. But let's take out those new strategies, and you'll see that it does work prior, all the way back to 2008. So taking a look at this portfolio, here is the drawdown curve, and it came down here, chopped around a bit, and now it's bouncing back. And so that's positive. The worst case drawdown since 2016 is about this $2,500 level. And you see, you could scale this with micros because it's only trading the MES, MNQ, and MGC. And so you can scale more quickly. And I like the fact that it is, it's up 4 figures every month this year. And it's up 52K on the year in the last 2 years. It's a pretty strong record as well. So, and prior to this year, it's not terrible. So let's delete these real quick. So basically, if we remove the strategies that are new, and the strategies that we have left are some of the strong strategies from the current portfolio, you see it also does well. 16K this year, pretty strong record, not terrible the last few months. Just cutting the losses, basically, cutting the strategies that perform poorly. There are strategies that are making equity peaks. Not all strategies perform poorly. When you're going through a portfolio drawdown, it feels that way, but not all strategies are performing poorly. So here's the equity curve. Not as many strategies, so you have wider drawdowns. You have less diversity, and so let's look up here. And so these are the results. And 22, 96, 25 drawdown. These are 1 micro each of 19 strategies. So if I undo that, if I do the undo button, I put the new strategies back. So I'm putting the new strategies back, and that really helps the portfolio. You see the drawdown curve. continues to remain pretty cyclical. The previous portfolio that I had did not have good, the drawdown was much steeper. It went kind of straight down. And so this is an updated version with 30 strategies for the micro stock index and micro gold portfolio. And again, once again, this is preliminary. We have not finalized this. Still looking at this. A lot of factors to take into consideration. And I want to update the other portfolios. Some of the strong portfolios are the 25K portfolio. This is the strongest portfolio. We were at the worst case drawdown was 10,600, and it exceeded that by 3,300. So if you start in a drawdown, it buffered it pretty well on this portfolio. It's up 38.30 this month. Good day yesterday on the Cobra 3s and gap continuation. So you see this worst case drawdown, and it's making this comeback right here. More volatility in the markets, and so you have to expand. You have to expect higher volatility as market prices rise and average daily ranges increase, and maybe scale back in contracts even to micros. Not all the markets in this portfolio have a common denominator of micros where you could trade 1/10, but I'm happy with this. I'm happy with this portfolio where it is. I'm hesitant to make too many changes when something's working pretty well. This is also up 52K this year. Hypothetical results, and we just have this one bad month. And Ninjatrader had a pretty rough time in October, and so that was the main reason this performed the way it did. And so that's a strong portfolio. The stock index portfolio 36 is pretty strong as well. It was at a 43K was the worst case drawdown, so it exceeded that by 20% roughly, and it's struggling in here. So we're going to look at adding some new strategies to this. You see this drawdown here. This is a portfolio of just E-mini S&P and E-mini NASDAQ, and so you get some wider drawdowns, less market diversity. Now we have a steep drawdown, and then a little bit of a bounce back. But I prefer these fast drawdowns. We haven't seen this recover yet, but if a fast drawdown happens and then it recovers, to me it's better than these longer drawdowns. So we'll be looking at updating the stock index portfolios, the 200K portfolio as well, kind of based on the stock index portfolio 19 plus some additional commodity markets. And it has a high concentration of SR counter trends, so it struggled as well. So look at adding some new strategies to that, and you see the drawdown on this. But 25K, 50K, 10 system portfolio has been one of the top performers, and if we cut some losers, add some new strategies, these portfolios are looking pretty good. Again, I need to finalize this. I also want to say that I've updated the margins, so that if you want to look at interactive broker margins, you could do that. The way to set up the margins in this is you go in here to the, you select the portfolio you want. So for example, if you're trading the all 78 strategies and it says 45K max drawdown margin requirement, this margin requirement will change based on your broker. So you need to come in here and copy and paste the brokerage margins. I don't have them all filled out for interactive brokers because we're only using 9 markets. So it includes all the markets that we are trading in this portfolio setup. So if you take a look at this and then come in here to this, you see it cost, the account size is almost $1 million to trade the all 78. But you know, you can consider the fact that not all strategies trade at the same time. It's good to be conservative, but you could trade this with less capital. You do take a chance, you know, if margins go up. But let's take a look at the brokerage margins for that compared to, say, Ninjatrader. So the latest Ninjatrader margins, I haven't updated these since May. I think they're about the same. So if you're using the margins from Ninjatrader in May, the all 78 portfolio requires much less capital than at interactive brokers. 324,000, so about a third as much money. And then if you're trading it at TradeStation, last updated these in August. I'm going to copy and paste this here. And you see how much how much margin is required. 481,000 at TradeStation, about the half the size of Interactive Brokers. So that's the updates in the portfolio. I've also included the Cobra 3s with the profit targets. Those are listed in this portfolio calculator, and you can simply turn those on or add those to your workspace. You have EVP2 Gold I've added that wasn't in here. That's part of the Micro Stock Index and Micro Gold portfolio. Then you have all the new strategies listed here. And so that's the portfolio calculator update. That is the latest research on new portfolios for 2020. And again, biggest day yesterday. We paused trading. Besides testing some micro setups, testing this on a micro level, and so it's paused it last week, so it's hard to see it making a big gain here a couple of days after we paused trading. But then it's positive to see the rebound as well. So looking at the looking into 2021 and watching these portfolio setups and watching these, want to see if this can make a 5-figure month in November. With this holiday, we don't have much trading time left. We have today, half of Friday, and then Monday to make this recovery of about 20,000 to get to positive. This month's been unusually choppy, and so then we'll see if that recovers, and then see how December looks. We can't penalize the strategy or the portfolio for having one losing month, but I'd like to see it. If it has a losing month in November, then has a losing month in December, I probably want to do some revisions, probably continue to look at this some more, trying to lock into these patterns of this current market environment.